Hello, welcome back to another How to Bloke. I got my #1 son on the camera today, so we're going to get perfect photography, videography results, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right, Jeb?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, excuse me, I was just making tea. Right, today we're going to do red cabbage. Great at Christmas time, great with roasts, great with meatloaf, great with loads of things. Now, you've probably seen these in the supermarket and you've been thinking, oh, that's interesting, what can I do with that? And you don't like pickled red cabbage, so you think, well, you just leave it there, you know. You can pickle it, but better is to cook it. Now, if you're going to cook it, you've got to cook it right, you've got to be flavour. If you were to cut this up, slice it up, put it in a pan with water and boil it, it would taste horrible. Absolutely horrible. Tasteless, no flavour, nothing. So what you're going to do is pimp it up. So we're going to do that today. I'll show you how. We're going to need some sort of microwavable dish. We're going to do this in the microwave today. You can do it in the oven, but microwave is better results. So you need something that's oven proof, microwavable proof, like this. And that would serve 4 people, maybe 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's good. 4 or 5 people there. You're going to need some brown sugar. You can use white sugar, not a problem, but you can use dark brown sugar, or you can use blonde brown sugar, like that. See? Why brown sugar? Because it gives a better flavour. You're going to need some cinnamon, ground cinnamon, like that. You're going to need some cloves, like that. And maybe a bit of cling film, and you're going to need one of these. Red cabbage, doesn't have to be as big as that, but you know. And you're going to need an onion. Alright, let's get busy. Now at some point we're going to fast forward these things, just trying to try and keep it, you know, within a reasonable amount of time. So what we're going to do is take the skin off of this cabbage first, and we'll show you what is what. So you've got to take it off. You can cut this, unless you've got animals that eat cabbage or a compost heap, you've got to chuck it out. So I'm doing this so you can see what I'm doing rather than going hammer and tongs at it. So you get the leaf like that, look, and the leaf like that. So these are just the outer leaves that have been the first to grow and have been in the supermarket gathering dust and other stuff. Okay, so that's how you need it, like that. Now, for 4 people or 5 people, we only want half of that, so we're going to have to cut it in half. This is where you've got to be careful, okay? So just go easy with it. You don't want to take any fingers off or anything like that. Now, if you go to your fruit and veg stall and say to the man selling these red cabbages, sir, I would mind you if you cut it in half, please. He'd be quite happy to do that, I'm sure. Quite happy to do that. Okay, so we've got half a cabbage there. We're going to put this big knife away. Oh, the other half of the cabbage, by the way, we need to put it in cling film. In fact, we'll do that right now. Keep it fresh. If you don't, it goes all, it oxidises and it doesn't taste as fresh. So we're just going to do that. Right, so that one can keep in the fridge for quite about 5 days or so, probably a bit more. Right. Make sure it's all cling filmed up like that. It's good. Right. So back with this one. So this one, which knife shall I use? This one or this one? Let's start off with this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut this up and we're going to put it in there. All right. That's what we're going to do. So we're just going to get it, hold of it like that, and chop it finely. Now you could use a food processor to do this, but I do it this way. It doesn't take long, and you can control where you're cutting as well. I'll show you in a minute what I mean about that. So right, so you get it like that, and you put it in the bowl like that. Keep it up against the surface, and I'll show you why that is in a moment. Right, so again. Now if you find that too tough, just cut it in half like that. Right, and then can continue to cut it. So make things small, don't make things difficult for yourself. If it's too tough to cut, find a way of making it easier. Right, so that goes in the side there, against the side. Right, let's do this other bit here quickly. So it's quite quick to do, isn't it? It doesn't take long. Now, we're getting into this core bit here. You can eat it, of course, but it's not very tasty, so we're going to cut that bit out like that. Move that way, that to there. And we're going to continue chopping this red cabbage. Now this red cabbage is, of course you can pickle this, as I said, but to have it just plain boiled in water, no, that's punishment, that is, eat that. But this is where it really, really takes off. Really, really. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do that. Now, I'm going to switch the camera off now and chop the rest of this bit, alright? So I'm going to switch off now. We cut up that. I don't think I've got a little bit more to go on there, but I don't think it's any more is going to fit in there, to be honest with you. That'll be a bit more around the time. Anyway, stop messing about, let's get on with it. Right, so what we're going to do, now we're going to do is we're going to do this onion. Right, not too big, not too small, medium onion like this. So, we're going to cut this up like this, take the skin off of it, top and tail it. Right, this onion is going to be used to flavour the mixture, the cabbage. So we're going to do it for that. Okay, now we need some of these things, which are cloves. How many? I don't know, about 10, 12, something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick them in here, like this. Doesn't matter where you put them in this recipe, just stick them in the onion. The reason we don't put them in there is you never find them again. And somebody will bite on one and go, oh, what the bleep, bleep, bleep. And because cloves are an acquired taste, as it were. You don't want to bite on a clove unless you know it's in there. You know you're doing it, kind of thing. So, don't forget, this is for the microwave. So, we'll do that in a minute. Better results. I've tried it in both ways. I've tried it on a pan on the top, tried it in the oven. You can't do it in a barbecue. I tried it in the microwave. So we've left a little well in the top there for this onion. So that goes in there, wallop, like that. Okay, so I'm just trying to clear the decks in a little bit here. So in we go. Now we're going to go with the spices. So cinnamon, ground cinnamon, like it looks like that. Look. Okay, so you're going to put in about a heaped teaspoon, like that. A heaped teaspoon, maybe a bit more. Heaped teaspoon and a third or something. Do you have to put cinnamon in? Well, yes and no. It's best if you do. You don't have to put too much. Right, sugar, brown sugar. You're going to put in, let's do the black one first because that's always got the most flavour. You're going to put in about, you need about a bit more than that. So what's that? 3 tablespoons or so. Do you need sugar? Sugar? Yes, you do. You can't do without sugar. Sorry, you've got to put the sugar in. And the cinnamon, really. So that one's finished, that one's finished. Right. Clear the deck. Now we're going to go in with, the last thing we do is we're going to go in with an apple. Why do we put the apple in there? Well, to give it a bit of a je ne sais quoi. You don't have to put the apple in. You don't have to put the apple in. Well, you can. So we're going to go down like that. We're going to cut the core out like that. Now it's important you do this quickly, or kind of quickly, because you don't want the apple to oxidise. So just whack it on the top, like that. Cut into little cubes, like that. You don't have to put the whole apple in. You can just leave it. half an apple. You don't have to put any apple in, but so I've made this a billion times, putting apple in is the way forward. I actually haven't made it a billion times, that would be pretty much impossible. I do tend to exaggerate sometimes, sorry about that. Right, so we're nearly ready. Now we're going to go in the microwave with this, but before we're going to do that, we're going to put some water in there, otherwise it's going to be a bit, it's going to help it cook better. I know there's water in there, so get your kettle. How much water you pouring? I've got, watch this. Watch. There, look. I'm not going to measure it out for you. Like that. Okay, so that's quite a lot, isn't it? So here it's about up to there, to maybe a quarter, just under a quarter. Because it'll write, it's this optical illusion through the glass, but say it's just a quarter of that depth. Okay, now we're going to go in with some more cling film on the top. Little cling film on the top, and then we're going to do that and that. Make sure it's cling film for microwaves, because not all of them are. You have to check on the packet. Some of them are only good for the fridge or the freezer. So look on the packet of your cling film to find out if it's suitable for use in the microwave. There, doesn't it look nice? Right, so now we're going to stab it with a knife, just to not too many places. You want to keep the steam in because the steam is going to cook it. So we're going to go once there, diametrically opposed. There we are. Right, so four stabs. Then we're going to put it in the microwave. Like that. Now we're going to set the microwave on maximum, and we're going to set it to half an hour. Okay? So we're going to set it to half an hour, and we'll come back in half an hour. Okay, we're back, and here we are. You're thinking, oh, 30 minutes is a long time in a microwave. Not really, not really. Now you've got to be careful here, because two things: steam is hot, hotter than water, it'll burn your fingers, scald your fingers rather, and two, we want to try and use the same piece of cling film again. I don't think we can, but you never know. You never know your luck. Anyway, leave it like that. Oh look, I left a bit of paper on there. Just zoom on there, camera person. The paper was stuck to the apple, you know, a little label. I left it on there. Don't worry about it. You're not going to die of label poisoning. Let's huff it out, the whole bit. Oh, okay. So there's a lesson. Always check your apple for the apple label. Alright, at this moment in time, this onion is done. We can take it out. All the flavour, look at how soft that is, look. All the flavour from there and the cloves and that have gone into the cabbage. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to mix this cabbage up a little bit. So now if you've got a bigger pot than this, obviously it's going to make it easier without spilling it. Now at this point the cabbage is kind of half done. And you're thinking, oh my word, there's another half an hour in the microwave. In the microwave, yes, there is. But this time, oh, there was another bit of paper on that one. Maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, so, oh yes, there is, look, another one there. Let's get rid of that. Sorry about that, folks. Always check your apples for the paper. There's a sticker on it, get it off. So, we mixed it up now. Let's just check the water here. Yeah, there's enough water in there for another half an hour, I guess. Now, if you're scared, you can put it on for like 15 minutes if you want. It's nothing to be scared of. But basically, what you're trying to avoid is for the cabbage to run out of liquid, and then that will taste. It won't be. It will taste bad, basically, because your cabbage will go dry. So you want to make sure it doesn't fall, get out of the liquid. Now, what we're going to do, this is no good, we're going to put another piece of cling film on there, excuse me camera person, and we're going to go for it again. Okay, so same thing, like that. Remember, this is hot when it comes out of the microwave. You need these things, or a cloth or something like that. You can't do it with your fingers. So, diametrically opposed holes, like that. We didn't put the holes in. The thing would become like that and split, and it wouldn't be good. So just put a little hole in it somewhere. Okay, this is going to go back in. Don't forget it's hot. It's going to go in for another half an hour. Make sure there's enough water. Is there enough water in there? Just top it up a little bit, and we'll go good to go. This is the second half an hour. So in total, it's been 1 hour cooking in the microwave. So let's look it out. Again, careful because it's going to be hot. Let me get hold of it somehow. There'll be puff of steam coming out there, so be careful. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, that's looking very good. Looking very. You can't smell that, of course, but it smells superb. It's kind of like a. Well, certainly, this lends itself to some rich dark meats or some other. In fact, you can put it with any fowl, or you can put it with any chicken roast or beef or anything really. It goes well with beef, that's for sure. Okay, now. Okay, so that's done now. After an hour, that's done. Now look, it's run out of water. Have a look at camera person. Look, it's run out of water. So you mustn't cook it anymore, because what will happen is if you put it in the microwave again without it having liquid in this will burn in the microwave. It'll go dry. So it's cooked now anyway, so you don't need to do it. I'm saying don't let it run out. So that's good. Now to finish it, what we're going to do is you're going to put in a knob of butter. This gives it like a gloss, if you like. So here's a knob. It's been in the deep freeze, so it'll take a while to thaw out, but we'll just kind of cover it like that, and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Now before you go, let's just get in there. I keep the butter in the freezer only for the simple reason is I don't use it for cooking at any other time. I only use it for cooking occasionally. The rest of the time I use olive oil or margarine. So me cooking with butter is quite, I don't do it often. So what happens is if I buy some butter, the chances are it's going to take on the flavours of the fridge, and I'm not going to use it. So I keep it in the freezer, and when I want to use it I just break a bit off. Okay, so serving suggestions. What are you going to have this with? Well, have a look here, camera person. Right, today, for example, I've got meatloaf. I'm going to cook that in a minute. It's 3 o'clock now in the afternoon. I'm going to cook that ready for tonight. And here I've got some carrots and pumpkin. It's just a mixture of carrots and pumpkin. I'm going to let that sort of simmer down like that to almost no liquid. That'd be nice with it. Anything really, but it may include a meat dish. So you've got roast meats or meatloaf or something, some meatballs. We go good with meatballs. You need a gravy with it really, because this doesn't have any gravy, you see. This doesn't have any gravy. Okay, so that piece of butter is going down nicely now. Now you're thinking, what is it going to taste like? I'll show you. I'll just sample. There's not really a lot you can do to it now. If you have got it wrong, and if you have missed something out, it's kind of, I'd say nothing's ever too late, but this is absolutely perfect. Look, just like that. Can you zoom into that? Perfect consistency. Cooked perfectly. The apple disappears, which you're not supposed to be able to see the apple. If you want to cut the skin of the apple off, do it. You know, no big deal. I can't be bothered. Anyway, let's sample this. So, here we go. Sample this. Right. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. You can taste the cinnamon, you can taste the cloves, the apple, red cabbage comes through. That's nice. Not overly sweet, just sweet enough. Don't forget, you've got to have the kind of the tanginess of the cabbage and the sweetness of the brown sugar and the apple, and then you've got to have the flavours of the cinnamon and the clove and the onion. That's perfect. Perfect. You can serve that up to anybody, anywhere, and then go, wow. In fact, if you're having a do or something, go to somebody else's house and say to them, I will bring the red cabbage. Red cabbage, they'll say? Yes. Here it is. So you don't have to pickle it, red cabbage. You don't have to pickle it. So the next time you see one of these, the fruit and veg, or the greengrocers, or the supermarket, you think this bloke on YouTube, he cooked something with this, and I'm going to do the same. So just go when you weeks from now, just Google HowToBloke red cabbage, and you'll find me, and you can copy this. Okay. So until the next one, I've got some videos, more cooking videos up here. I've got some quick tips up here. I've got down here. I've got some few DIY jobby things. And if you want to subscribe to me, this channel, this down here. Until next time.